Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's English class. For the first intermediate level, our textbook is Super Goal 1. Today, inshallah, we will have unit number 6 as their review, where we're going to learn different form, meaning, and functions on page 55. So this lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Al-Harbi, and the sign language will be by Mr. Saleh Al-Ujan. So let's start. So our objectives for today, we hope that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to first write a description of each room in the house as we did in the last lesson, and also number 2, we wish you able to search for adjectives that describe home in a paragraph, and number 3 is we wish that you will be able to use conjunctions and, but, or to link sentences together. So let's start. So a quick revision of the last lesson. If you remember last lesson, we did a writing exercise. We have a table like this one, and we asked you to try to write a description of each room in your house. And I gave example from me about the description. How can we write a description of each room? For example, here we have the first room, which is the kitchen. And we have showed you pictures about the different things we can write from a kitchen. For example, what can we find in a kitchen? In a kitchen, we can describe it as a big, modern, and has a dining table. And if you remember, we even in the picture said there were a stove, there was a refrigerator, a dining table, and so on. The other room we have described, which is the living room. And we describe it as it has a nice sofa and a huge high definition TV. And we also talked about the pictures where we said that the living room has curtains and also have paintings and rug and so on. And we also talk about bedrooms. And for example, one of the description we use for bedrooms in our house, we said that we have 3 bedrooms with nice beds and computers. And also with the bathroom, we said that it has a shower and a bathtub. And I also asked you to do, which is to take these notes and try to put them in a full paragraph as we did at the end of the writing lesson. So if you can see here, this is the writing paragraph that we come up with at the end of our lesson. So let's read it first. We said that our home is a big house. It has a big modern kitchen with a dining table, as we wrote in the notes. And also we said that it has 2 bedrooms with nice beds and a computer in each room, as we said in the table here. And also we said that the bathroom has a shower and a bathtub, as we have written in this table as well. And the last thing we said, that it also has a beautiful garden with many flowers. And you said that if there is a room or something in the house that is not mentioned here, we can write it in other. Okay? And we said, we gave an example as a beautiful garden with many flowers, and we used it in the paragraph. The other part we also learned in the writing lesson, that we talked about the conjunction. We talked about and we said that we use and to connect words and ideas that are similar together. For example, we said that the kitchen is big and modern, big and modern. So these are 2 good things. And we also said the living room is small and dark. Small and dark. So these 2 things are not be very good, but we also use with them and. So no matter if the adjectives was a good thing or a bad thing, we still use and if we want to connect 2 things or 2 words. We also said that we use commas if we have a list. For example, there is a closet, a bed, and a desk in my room. There is a closet, a bed, and a desk in my room. So here we have a list of 3 things that are in my room. So in this case, I would use the commas. Another example is, the kitchen is big, modern, and clean. The kitchen is big, modern, and clean. So this is a list of 3 things that we have written here. So if we are talking about 2 adjectives or 2 words, we want to connect them together, we would use and only. But if we have a list of 3 things or more, we would use those commas. We also learned from last time that we would use the but to connect opposite ideas. So with and, we use them for similar ideas or similar words. But with the word but, we use them with contrast ideas. Ideas that are not the same, or words that are not the same. Here is an example. The room is small but comfortable. The room is small but comfortable. So even if small, it's not a good thing, but at least it is comfortable. So this is a good thing. So small is not a good thing, but comfortable is a good thing. And here we use the word but. The room is small but comfortable. And also we use comma even with but before there is a subject. For example, my room isn't very big. My room isn't very big, but it is comfortable. But it is comfortable. So this is a subject, and with subject we use comma, but, and the rest of the word. Now, we also talked about the place, and we said that if we want to talk about places, we put it either at the end or the beginning of the sentence. Like, for example, there are pretty flowers. There are pretty flowers in the garden. There are pretty flowers in the garden. In the garden here, this is the place. This is the place. And we can use or take in the garden and put it at the beginning of the sentence. See this example. When it is at the beginning, put a comma after the phrase. So for this phrase, or this place in the garden, we put it at the beginning and we add comma, and then we'll continue the sentence. So in the garden, there are pretty flowers. So we learned that with places, we can use them at the end of the sentence or at the beginning of the sentence as well. As for today, we're going to learn in more details about the coordination of those conjunctions. So we have different conjunctions in English. But first, what do you mean by conjunctions? Conjunctions are the words that connect ideas and words in a sentences. We use conjunctions to connect ideas or a word in sentences. And today we're going to learn only 3 of them. The first one, which we already know, which is and the second one, the second conjunction word is but, and the third one is or. So here we have 3 conjunctions word that we use them to connect words and ideas. So let's talk about them in little details. So the first one here we have and as we learned last time, that we use and to connect words and ideas that are similar together. For example, there is a sofa, an armchair, and a table in the living room. There is a sofa, an armchair, and a table in the living room. So those are 3 similar things we can find in the living room. Another example, we read and write in class. We read and write in class. So reading and writing are similar skills that we use in class. So this is why we use and to connect them together. Also, the third example, the house is big and comfortable. The house is big and comfortable. So big and comfortable can be together and they are similar, and this is why we use and to connect them. So these are examples on how to use and in a sentence. Let's see the other one. The other conjunction word we have is but. And we use but to connect contrasting ideas for ideas that are not similar. Ideas that are not similar together. For example, we can speak English, or I can speak English, but I can't speak French. I can speak English, but I can't speak French. So here are two opposite things. The second example, there are flowers in the garden. There are flowers in the garden, but there aren't any trees. There aren't any trees. So these are two different ideas, two opposite ideas. There are flowers, but there aren't any trees. The third example, the kitchen isn't big. The kitchen is not big, but it is comfortable. So even if it's not big, which is a bad thing, the opposite of it, that it is a good thing, which is modern. So here is two different ideas, two opposite ideas that we use the word but to connect them together. The other conjunction word we have is or. And we use or when there is a choice. When you have an option, we would use or. Let's see the examples. Number one, you can sit on the sofa or the armchair. You can sit on the sofa or the armchair. So here you have two options, either the sofa or the armchair. Number two, you can write the word or draw a picture. You can write the word or draw a picture. So here you have two options. And if you have two options, we would use or to connect those options. Number three, we can eat in the kitchen or in the living room. We can eat in the kitchen or in the living room. So here we have two options of places that we want to eat in. If we have two options, we use or to connect them, to connect those options. So here we have learned all the three conjunctions word. And to connect similar ideas in words, but to connect different ideas in words, and or to connect two options. Let's try to do an exercise about this. So in this exercise, we have two types of picture. Picture number A and picture number B. And what we need to do is to write sentences with using the word and to describe the kitchen in picture A. So let's first, before writing the sentence, let's try to have a look at this photo and try to elicit some of the things that are inside this photo. So if you can have a look at this one, what can you see? What room is this? Very good. This is a kitchen. And what is there in the kitchen? We have a refrigerator, we have a stove, we have a dining table, we have two chairs, and we have flowers on the dining table. So now we can write sentences using and to describe the things that are in this picture. Let's see. So here we have the picture again, and now let's me and you try to write sentences about the things that are in this picture using the conjunction and. So the first example here we have, number one, there is a stove and a refrigerator. There is a stove and a refrigerator. The second thing we can find in this picture, number two, there are flowers and a vase on the dining table. There are flowers on the dining table. The third example, or the third sentence, there is a table and chairs. There is a table, as you can see, and chairs. So now, here we have written 3 sentences about picture A. Let's see the other picture. The other picture we have here is picture B. And what we need to do is, we need to write sentences with but to describe how picture B is different from picture A. So, here we're going to see the differences between these 2 pictures, and when we see those differences, we're going to use them in writing sentences using the conjunction word but. So let's see here. So, what differs picture B from picture A? Obviously, that maybe the kitchen in picture B is more modern, and the kitchen in picture A is old. So this is the major differences. Let's see the sentences that we have written just to know the differences between them. So the first sentence we have written is, there is a refrigerator, but it is modern. So in picture B, there is a refrigerator, but it is modern, because the refrigerator in picture A is not modern. The other sentence is, there is a dining table, but there aren't any flowers. So in picture B, there is a dining table, but there aren't any flowers, as we can see in picture A. Also, there is a window, but there aren't any curtains. So in picture B, we can see a window, but there aren't any curtains in this picture. So here we have written the differences between these 2 pictures using the conjunction word but. So we have used and we have used but as well. How about we have one remaining conjunction words? Do you know what it is? Very good, yes, it is or. And we're going to use or in this exercise. This exercise said, work with a partner. The first partner, or student A, will choose a kitchen, and student B will ask question with or to find out which kitchen it is. And we can change rules if we would like to. So, here we have 2 kitchens. Okay, I'm going to ask a question using the word using the conjunction or, and my partner here will try to guess which one is it. So for example, I would ask that if the kitchen is modern and old. If the kitchen is modern and old. So if my partner here says it is modern, I would choose which picture? Very good. I would choose picture B. If my partner here says it's old, I would use picture A. So let's see what my partner has to say. My partner says it's modern. The kitchen is modern. So obviously, as we said, that the picture of a modern kitchen will be very good. It will be picture B. So this is how can we use, or this is how we used the conjunction word or in this sentence. That is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care.